Hi again, everyone. Dr. Tom McNamara here for our course in Prep for College Math. We have completed our review of the operations with whole numbers. So we have done addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And now we are ready to tackle some applied problems. So I figured it's probably best if I just go over some examples. You can see how I work through the problems, get a feel for what to do here. So let's start right here. We're buying place settings for a restaurant, right? That's your plates, your napkins, your silverware, all that stuff. So one place setting, this example says costs $94. The restaurant can handle 115 people. So we need one place setting for each of these people. I think the quickest way to solve this problem is to multiply. So we'll do 115 times the $94 per place setting, compute this product, and then we'll have our answer here. Okay, 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 2 is a 6. That's a 4. Okay, now we move over one spot. 9 times 5 is 45, so put a 5 down here. And we're ignoring that 2, now we're carrying a 4. 9 times 1 is 9, plus the 4 is a 13. So put a 3 here, carry the 1, and then a 10. All right, 0, 1, and we got to carry the 1 there. 6 plus 5, of course, 11. So we put a 1 down there, we carry the 1, that's an 8. Okay. So place settings for 115 people cost $10,810. Okay, so when you are answering a word problem, one of the things I'm expecting to see is, one, your work to show me that you actually, how you got the answer to this problem. And the second thing I'm looking to see are units. Okay, so for me, it's not enough to say 10,810. 10,810 what? Well, we're asking for the total cost. It said, what is the total cost? So your answer should be in dollars. Okay? So, a couple of things. We're looking for you to show your work on these problems, and we are looking for you to answer with units. Okay, answer with units. Okay, let's do a couple more here. One set of bed linens costs $134. What is the total cost to purchase bed linens for an 85-bed hotel? All right, so once again, we're multiplying. Right? We could add repeatedly. We could do 134 plus 134 plus 134 plus 134. Every room is costing us $134 for the linens, and there are 85 rooms. But it's much more direct to multiply. So we'll do 134 times 85. 5 times 4, once again, is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus the 2 is 17. Carry that 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 1 that we're carrying is 6. All right. Some people like to put a placeholder 0. Notice up here I did not do that. I just shifted everything over. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll put our little placeholder 0 there. 8 times 4 is 32. So we put the 2 there, and now we're carrying a 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus the 3 is 27. and we're carrying a 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus the 2 is 10. And now we add these guys. 0 plus 0 is 0, 7 plus 2 is 9, 13, don't forget to carry that 1. So I'm getting 11,390. So we would say something like this: 85 sets of bed linens would cost, and once again our units in this case are dollars, 11,390, and we can put our comma right there. We remember back from the very first section, this is the ones period, and then we go into the thousands period. Okay, this is another multiplication problem, so I'm going to skip doing that. I'll write it out and put it in the notes and scan it for you. But 110 square foot bedroom, the reconstruction job or the remodel job is $125 per square foot, so we would do 125 times 110. Let's do some problems that have some different operations here. Okay. So a glass of non-fat milk has 63 fewer calories. So when I see this word fewer, it indicates to me that I'm probably going to be doing a subtraction. Okay. Non-fat milk has 63 fewer calories than a glass of whole milk. Now you got to be careful about the order here. We're going to be starting with the calories here, and then we're going to subtract 63. Okay, this is saying to get the non-fat milk, you do 63 fewer calories than the whole milk. So you've got to start with the whole milk first. So right here it tells us the whole milk has 146 calories per glass. So we do 146 minus 63. 6 minus 3 is 3. We've got to borrow a 1. Now we're doing 14 minus 6, which is 8. And now we have our answer, and it is non-fat milk has 83 calories. Okay. Almost the same one. I will write it up, scan it, I'll put it in the notes, but you don't need to see me do this one. Let's go down here and do this one. A toaster uses 575 fewer watts than a hairdryer. So once again, we see that word fewer, indicating we're probably going to need to do a subtraction. Okay, now the toaster uses fewer watts. So if I know what the hairdryer uses, I can do a subtraction to get the wattage that the toaster uses. And it tells me here that the hairdryer uses 1,825 watts. The toaster uses fewer watts. In fact, it uses 575 fewer watts. So if I start with the toaster's wattage and subtract the 575, I will get, if I start with the hairdryer's wattage of 11,825 and subtract 575, I will get the toaster's wattage. Okay, that's 0. 2 minus 7 can't do it, so I need to borrow. Do 12 minus 7, and we get a 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. 1. So how many watts does the toaster use? The toaster uses 1,250 watts. Okay. Okay, interesting problem here. A tunnel boring machine can drill through solid rock at a rate of 33 feet per day. How many days will it take the machine to tunnel through 7,920 feet of rock? Okay. So we've got this total length of rock that we need to drill through. 7,920 feet of rock. We're cutting that up into chunks of 33 feet. That's how much we can do in one day. Okay, so one way to do this problem is we could keep subtracting 33 and see how many times we do that. Just rearrange my papers here. See how many times we do that, or much easier, we could do a division. Okay, so we're going to see how many 33s there are in 7,920. Okay, so nope, we're over here. Let's do, I can go 2 there. 2 times 33 is 66. But remember, we're in the hundreds place, so this is really like 6,600. So I do a subtraction. Okay, now I'm focusing on this 132, or 1,320. Okay, I'm going to try a 4. Let's see what happens here. Oh, sweet. I think this is going to work out nicely. I'm looking at this, I'm seeing, okay, it's about 120, this is about 30, so I estimate I could get 4 of these into the 132. Okay, now I do my multiplication. 4 times 33, if I do the scratch work up here, 4 times 33 is, 4 times 3 is 2, carry the 1, 132. But of course, remember, this is the tens place, so we add that 0. Okay, and then we can just put a 0 there. We don't need anything else because this worked out evenly. Okay. And remember, you can always check your work when you do a division. You can check it with multiplication. Take 240 times 33, and let's see if we get back to 7,920. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 4 is 12, put the 2 down here, carry the 1, 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. Okay, same exact thing will happen. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 4 is 12, put the 2 down here, carry the 1, 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. 7,920. Okay, so the machine will take 240 days. Okay, once again, remember how we want to be writing out our answers. We want to see work. In other words, how you got the result. And then a sentence with units for your answer. Okay, so the answer is not 240. 240 days. It's telling us how many days this will take. Okay, so we've got a couple of other division problems there. I'll write those up and put them in the notes. Okay, let's look at this problem here. Different operation. So an orchestra has a 19-piece woodwind section, a 23-piece brass section, a 54-piece string section, and a 2-piece percussion section. How many musicians are in the orchestra? Okay, so we're going to just add everything up here. We got 19 people in the woodwind section, 23 in the brass, 54 in the string, 2 in the percussion. So we're going to do 19 plus 23 plus 54 plus 2. Okay. So just kind of work it out here. 19 plus 43 is 42. What I would usually think of doing is I would kind of toss one over here, put a 1 there, make that a 20, and this is now a 22. The reason I would do something like that is it's very easy to add 20 to something. It's a one-digit problem. 20 plus 22 is 42. Okay? Plus 54 plus 2. Okay? And then here we can just kind of go right through. This is 98. Oh, sorry, 96. And then when you add the 2, you get 98. 42 plus 54 is 96. Plus the 2 is 98. So there are 98 musicians in the orchestra. There are 98 musicians in the orchestra. So once again, just to emphasize, we've got the work, and then our answer is a sentence with units. So in your write-up, I am looking to see both of these parts. Okay. Let's go to some examples that have multiple operations involved. Okay, multi-operation examples here. So we're going to imagine we have a 5-gallon bucket of water. I know I said bottle here, but a 5-gallon thing would really be more like a bucket. Okay, so 5-gallon, or maybe it's one of those big bottles that you put on a water cooler. Okay, so we got a 5-gallon bottle. We want to know how many 6-ounce servings we can get out of that 5-gallon bottle. So notice this is gallons, this is ounces. Before we can do this, we have to convert the gallons to ounces. Fortunately, they give us a nice little hint. 120 ounces per gallon. So if we want to know how many ounces in 5 gallons, we would take 128 times 5. 5 times 8 is 40, so put a 0 there, carry the 4. 2 times 5 is 10, plus the 4 is 14, carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 1 that we carried is 6. So this is the number of ounces in 5 gallons. Okay? Now we want to know how many 6-ounce servings there are in this many ounces. So what we're going to do to answer that is we are going to divide. Okay, we're going to divide 6 into 640. Okay, so that goes 1. Do the subtraction, you get a 40. 6 goes into 46 times, with 4 left over. Okay, don't forget the 0 for the 0, or for the ones place over there. So, let's see. The 5-gallon bucket, or 5-gallon bottle, has 160 6-ounce servings with 4 ounces left over. Okay, notice here we did have a remainder when we did the computation. $6.40. That goes in 1 time, and that's in the hundreds place. There'd be 40 Oh, car. Sorry. That 6 should have been in the ones place. 6 does not go into 4, it goes into 40. So it's not 160, it's 106. Still have 4 left over. Okay. So, one more here. So we have 47 people on a bus driving down Route 66. Arrives at 7th Street, 5:30 p.m. 11 people pay the fare to get on board and 16 people exit. As the driver pulls away from the stop, how many riders were on the bus? Okay, interesting example, because a lot of the problems we encounter in real life will have extraneous information. Okay? These times actually don't really matter to the question we're trying to answer. We're trying to answer how many riders were on the bus when it leaves the stop on 7th Street. How many people are on the bus? It doesn't matter how long the bus was at the stop. This also doesn't matter. The fact that each of these riders paid each of these 16 riders paid $1.50. We're not interested in how much money is in the till. We're interested in how many riders were on the bus. Okay, so we started with 47 people on the bus. 11 people got off, 16 people got on. Remember, addition and subtraction are at the same level. We do the subtraction first. We're going left to right here. Okay? So 47 minus 11 is 36, plus the 16. 36 plus 16 is 52. There were 52 people on the bus. Okay, so once again, we're seeing our work up here, showing how we got the answer, and our sentence with units. That's what we need to see for our answer. Okay? So hopefully these demonstrations help you as you're working through these applied problems. So we've got our 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You can tackle all these problems using those operations. Just remember to document things appropriately. When I'm grading this, I'm looking to see work. If you notice in the instructions to the homework, there are certain specific problems where I say, just write the answer. Okay? Those are the exceptions. I almost always want to see how you're getting the answer. The only way for you to do that is show me your work.